All right, we're going to take a look at the factoring skill. And before we do here, let's just take a moment to multiply x plus 2 times x plus 5. And if we do that, this is a box method. X squared, 5x, 2x, and 10. So if we multiply this, this is the same as x squared plus 7x plus 10. And there's a pattern here we can use to factor, which is to reverse this process. Notice here that this number in front of the x is the sum of those two numbers. So it adds. These two, the 2 and the 5, they add to 7. And then they multiply to make this last number. So we're going to use that concept to figure out what these values are if we start with the simplified version here in general form. So for the first one here, we'll do all positive numbers. And let's see, we're going to factor x squared plus 11x plus 24. And we want this to result in two factors, which are these parentheses. Now, the a value here is 1. There's 1x squared. Nobody really writes the 1. It's sort of implied there. But x squared was singular. And that puts this problem into this category that I'm calling easy. And it's easy because this trick isn't too hard to master. So we're going to use the same concept here from above. I'm going to circle or square the plus 11. The two numbers that are here that are missing they have to add to positive 11, but multiply to positive 24. And the things that multiply to positive 24, if you can kind of look at this and see already what the two numbers are here, we can break the 24 apart. 24 is the same as 6 times 4, or it could be 2 times 12, or 3 times 8, or suppose 1 times 24. And those are the only possibilities. So of those possibilities, which combination adds to 11? And that would be the 3 and the 8. Positive, meaning that this is x plus 3 and x plus 8. And that's the goal. For positives, it's not quite as challenging. But let's take a look at factoring with some negatives. So supposing we have instead x squared plus x minus 30, and we want to factor that into these two factors. Same as before, the x and x, we can start there because the leading coefficient, that is this number that is in the very front, is 1, or is implied. It's the default. And so now we need something that adds to positive x, which is just 1x, so it has to add to 1. However, now they need to multiply to a negative 30. And the things that multiply to negative 30, let's see, could be 3 and 10, and one of these is going to be negative, so I'll just list them as if they're positive for now. It could be 2 and 15, it could be 5 and 6, and those are the only combinations there. And when we consider one of them to be negatives, they're going to have to add to a positive 1. So the 5 and the 6 are the only possibility because the difference between those is 1. And then you have to decide, well, which one gets the negative sign? And since this is more positive than it is negative, the negative is going to go to the 5. And so the values here on the rest of the parentheses is x minus 5, x plus 6 in no particular order.